Greeting, traveler.
I have no time for games.
The end is coming! Who am I?
Let me change your mind.
Require my assistance? Adios! We're gonna be rich!
I have no time for games.
Inferno! Require my assistance? Who am I?
Let me change your mind.
Greeting, traveler.
I have no time for games.
Buddy, It is Wednesday, and you know what that means. Yes, you can start making your hump day jokes. Yes, we are that much closer to the weekend, but more importantly, it is time for another episode of Tavern Talk, the show where we like to give our weekly hot takes, or bad takes in my case, and see what the week has in store for us in terms of Hearthstone and THL specifically. I am your host, JR Juggerlaw, and tonight we've got ourselves a fantastic lineup. Starting off, we've got ourselves my usual co hosts. First off, we've got the man who is the master of OPs, the man who is not at all a doctor, but is most certainly part fish. Say hello to Dr. Fish.
Hello, everybody. Super excited for this episode, uh, especially.
Oh, it's on. It's very much on. And then my other recurring co-host, who I love to make jokes about being part element, but he's actually part flower. And it took me a while to figure that out, but that's beside the point. Say hello to Geranium Battle.
He finally noticed. Thank you
I
so
always
much.
notice. I just decided to bring it to everybody's attention for the first time tonight.
I'm doing very well, especially better now. And as Runner is saying in the Twitch chat, it is Wednesday, my dudes, and I am ready for some tavern talk.
That's the right attitude to have right there. Everybody be more like Roadrunner.
Heck yeah. And
Now, of course, we've got ourselves a big show for tonight because, as many people probably know already, two series have officially concluded for the season. Both Pro and Legacy series had their championship last week, the championship matches, and while Hearthcenter was kind enough to feature the entire Pro team roster of Wash Tappers, these guys, that was their show. Our show, we've got ourselves the Legacy champions, the guys who just ripped through the entire Legacy season and came out on top in a big way. We've got ourselves the hot ZILFS, or damn it, I'm forgetting what the hot stands for already.
We'll let Donde do that.
Here's our thinking.
Zephyrus is lethal for sure. Did I get that right, Donde?
Yes, you did.
All right, awesome. Of course, I'm talking about the hot ZILFs, the men, the myths, the legends. We've got ourselves almost the entire team tonight. Unfortunately, we are missing the wonderful and always very talented Jammies. But unfortunately, as he put it, he got low roll tonight when it came to having to be available for work. So that happens, unfortunately. But I do want to point out a couple things regarding this team because before we get into the direct interview, because these were guys who, it should be noted, basically kept their roster almost entirely the same for the past 3 to 4 seasons. They had made the semifinals in Legacy twice prior to this season, and looked like they were in very good shape to actually get the championship in both of those previous seasons, but couldn't quite get there. This season, they finally get to the finals, and then they take it all. A very solid run, I must say, from this team. And funny enough, Jammies was the only player who did not play with the ZILFs through all of those seasons. So everybody who's here tonight has been playing with the team for at least since its conception. And let's go through this little round table. So of course we've got the captain, the man who you've basically been seeing on THL shows for years now. I'm of course talking about the wonderful Donde.
I'm excited to be here for obviously a very different reason than normal, other than just enjoying being on a THL broadcast. This is very, very, very different feeling, but it's been a long time coming for this team, and I'm proud of it.
As you should be, and I think as many people in chat will definitely agree. Next up, we've of course got one of the most legendary 4 seeds in all of THL. This man kicked my butt on stream a couple seasons ago, and it was, he's no joke. He is definitely a man not to be messed with. He is, he's been very consistent in his activity and his success. Please say hello to Anful.
How's it going tonight, guys? Very happy to be here for this reason. Finally made it there.
You got there.
It was a
You did
long
get
time
there.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've got the legendary 4 seed. We've also got a pretty legendary 5 seed, a seasoned veteran of THL. He's been playing for quite some time. I'm pretty sure everybody knows of the legend, simply known as Jim Philos.
Good evening, everyone. Glad to be here. Been a long time.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I finally got the face reveal that I've been asking for secretly for quite some time. And then lastly, we've got a man who probably has gone through, I would say, the most progression and improvement of anybody in this team. This guy used to be, I think, a 3 seed at one point, and he has become one of the top players in terms of PR, in terms of 1 seeds. He has made quite a name for himself. And I have to ask a question to him from what I've heard to confirm this when he answers. But say hello to Coles.
Hello, everyone.
Now, Coles, I have to ask you a question because I heard about this. I think this was last week. Is it true you have never hit legend in standard?
It's true. Yeah.
You're kidding.
Played, we'll call it 10 ranked games this expansion.
But what about in general?
What do you mean in general?
Like, have you ever?
I've never been legend. No, I don't have the card back.
Oh wow, that is the last thing I would have guessed. But damn.
Yeah.
And somehow I'm still 10 stars every month playing 1 or 2 games. Makes no sense.
MMR
I
is that
mean,
good.
Does it?
Holy cow. 10
Does it when
stars.
you really think about it?
Man, I don't play for 1 season.
trying to see
and
if I can lawyer my
dropped
way
to
through
like
that.
7. I dropped from like 9
Maybe,
to
sure.
7.
We'll go with
yeah.
that.
Anyways.
Now, of course, we've got, like I said, we've got ourselves the champions, the men who managed to get a very impressive championship in a very impressive field. We've got a bunch of questions we want to ask. I think, did we get any questions that were sent to either of you guys or no?
Yeah. Well, Geranium has his own questions, and I have one that was sent to me.
I mean, both Activation and I have
No, I
questions.
know we
that
all have
aren't
our own questions,
shared
but
with
like
all
we
of us.
didn't get anything besides that, right? We just have our own
no, we
questions at
did
this point?
not.
Okay. No,
we didn't
problem.
get like Diamond's 8 questions.
I
thought we would.
Diamond
extremely
no
disappointed.
Diamond did send me a question.
Oh, okay.
He sent
Well,
me
why don't we start with
one, and
Diamond's
he might have
question,
sent
and we'll go to our
others to
question.
Geranium. I don't know.
Nope.
But I figured we should start by kind of going over the match that you guys actually
Oh,
played this
right.
week before
We'll
we
start
go
with that.
in there. So I'm gonna put the matchup on the screen for everybody. This is the results of last week's legacy finals. I don't know, Donde, if you wanna, as the captain, if you wanna have the players go through their individual matches, or if you just wanna kind of give a timeline of things, and the players can obviously chip in and talk about their matches.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to remember the exact order of things. I know I played. I think Anfall, you played first, right? You played Corridon first, so you can take the lead on this one.
Yeah, I think Corden and I started right before Cole started his match on stream.
Right.
And
That's right.
Unfortunately for Corden, I drew Samuro twice on him at the right times.
Oof.
Oh.
And that was disaster for him.
Yikes.
So that was 2 of the wins.
Wait, was that
Basically.
with hold on. So that was with Warrior?
Hunter. Probably Hunter.
No, I would say Druid, right?
Yeah, Warrior
Yeah.
and Druid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Against
Wait,
the
you were
Druid.
playing Clown Druid with Samuro?
Yes.
Oh, damn, I've heard about
that's
that.
cool. Very
So,
Yeah,
so in
cool.
other words,
both
you got the
times.
buff Samuro and oh dear.
Yeah, I got
Oh
a Parade
my.
Leader Samuro into one of his boards with Warrior, and then a buffed Samuro with Druid.
That's got a hoit.
And then Hunter did Hunter things. It went face.
Hunter's pretty good, yeah.
We kind of saw that in the Cold versus Python match. But I'm assuming you were playing something more along the lines of Face Hunter than that Death Rattle Hunter that Mr. Python was playing.
Yeah, it was pretty much straight face Hunter.
What
Yeah,
happened in
so-
the one game that you lost?
Oh yeah, that was going to be my next question.
That was Hunter versus Rush Warrior. So
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Did you start off 2-0 and then moved over to the Warrior?
no, I was up 1-0, and then I was 1-0 with Warrior, and then Hunter lost to his Warrior.
Oh, your Hunter lost to his
Mhm.
Warrior. Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
and we were both kind enough to ban each other's priest away. So
That's how I would put it. I find it funny though that you're the only person. Oh wait, no, Button right. Button was the only other person who brought Priest
Yeah,
from
Jammies
STD.
brought a lineup that would definitely have a soft target or a hard target on Priest, so he didn't ban it away. Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious since he's not here to speak for himself. I mean, he is in chat, of course, but I'm wondering if that's what ended up happening. That that Priest was what Button did not get the win with, or if it was something else.
Oh, I think this match was played out on stream. I don't remember.
It was,
Was it?
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. This was played on Friday night.
Yeah, this was the fourth game in the series.
Yeah. So next up was Coles and Python, which played out on stream. Right. I mean, I'm sure Coles probably doesn't want to necessarily remember it at this point. But results make it hurt less.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, I asked, do I just run the same lineup? I was kind of concerned about Priest getting targeted, but it's like, whatever, we'll run it. Priest got targeted. It was a bad time.
And the worst, I'm curious though. What was your exact reaction when like you brought Priest game 3, thinking I'll at least get a win against his Hunter, and then you see he's not even bringing Face Hunter. He brought like Death Rattle.
Yeah, we thought it could be the, counter Priest one, but I was like, you know what? If it's Face Hunter and I lose to Face Hunter with one of my other decks, I'm going to be more mad than if I lose to Yogg and Load with Priest.
Yeah,
it's fair.
So respectable. Yeah.
I will say though, those were some fun games to watch, regardless.
Yeah, and he kept the score super duper close going into the last bit, making it even more exciting. So throwing for content in a way.
I just wanted to be consistent in both of my finals appearances and just get swept on stream.
Oh no.
I was gonna say, wait, when was your other finals appearance? I'm trying to think.
I was with SPG against
Right.
the Warriors.
Oh, yeah,
season 12. Okay.
Yes, now I remember. I was like, that was the one season Darkseid managed to get that team into the finals.
Yes, Darkseid got that team into the finals.
That was season 12, or am I?
Yeah, that would have been Lyndon Warriors. Or maybe that was 13.
Oh, with Lyndon. Yes.
It was against Lyndon Warriors. Yeah, it was the final match of the season was Coles versus Plants on stream.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was pretty crazy. I think I remember that was Plants. I think that might have been Plants' first season, if I remember correctly. One of his first seasons.
No, I think he'd been around for a bit because that team, Lyndon Warriors, was obviously named after.
Oh no, you're right.
Lyndon, who was one of his best friends. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was his second season. He previously played with Blue Sombrero on a team, a season or two before, and then I remember he came back. Yeah, that's right. It was like he was still relatively new, but that wasn't his first season. And yeah, that was a pretty. I remember that was also the season I started off 0-4.
Oh.
My worst opening season ever, and yet we still somehow made it to the semifinals and got utterly wrecked by the Lyndon Warriors. That was those guys were one hell of a team.
Yeah, but bringing it back to this season,
Yep.
Next match we had would have been Sheep versus Donde, and I think that would have been very close to Coles and Python's match time.
That was definitely the third match. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the third match. Yeah, I think we played a little bit later that night, like right as kind of the Coles and Python match was ending, we started. So we knew what the story was going into our match, and at that point it being 1-1, it was the third match is pretty important there because all your team needs to do from that point forward is just get one win. But with Coles getting swept too, it was kind of important to pick up a lot of points because even getting the 2 from me made it so that we could still win with any score in Jammies and Jim's matches. Because if I was only to pick up 1, we could have ended in a tie, and then it comes down to, who won more matches, or if I get swept as well, then we need to win with, more, a bigger spread in those two matches. So it was still important to get the two there. But yeah, that was a crazy series that Sheep and I played. He played very, very well the whole series, I will say. And it was very back and forth. I'm just like looking at my notes on the post-mortem that I posted on our thread right now. And it was game one. I played my warrior into his druid, and I was expecting a primordial druid because he led with it, but it ended up being a token druid. I just never found any of my clear stuff, and he upset me in that game one, which I think was like the most pivotal part of the entire series, because he took that unfavored off me in game one. Game two, I was able to get back to 1-1. I forget exactly which decks were played. I think I played my warrior again, and he played. Let's see. I think I want to say hunter. And then game three, I played my druid. Had a great opener, but he had all the answers to it. Played it very well. Kept me off the board, and I couldn't win with druid. I barely got there with
Was
druid
it
in
a
game
token
four.
or was it clown druid?
I was playing token druid. We both
Okay.
were playing token druid in this one, and
Oh wow.
so I got there with Token Druid in game four, like very, very close. It was one of those games where like, I had to make the decision to go face or to like keep trading. And if I just decided to trade instead of go face, I would have come up one turn short. So it was like barely made the right call there. Game five was super back and forth. All that was left was my rogue at that point, which I had not played yet, versus his face hunter. And we went back and forth. If it wasn't for me getting a 5/5 golem that healed the lifesteal rush, or it didn't have rush, it had duplicate, and I shadow stepped it like once. I used Tenwu on it once. Like it kept me alive for so long, but he just got there in the end. So it was like right down to the final turn. It was such a good series. So shout out to Sheep on that. But it was heartbreaking to know that like we weren't one game away. We needed both of the wins at that point. It was not what I was hoping to deliver for news.
Was it somewhat of an exact lethal in that final game?
If I remember correctly, I think it was. He got a tracking into an arcane shot, and I think it was either exact lethal, or I think he might have needed only one damage, but he used both wound prey, so like the least he was going to be able to do was 2 with any spell. So either way, he had outs. He got the outs. That's Face Hunter for you, I guess.
Yeah,
Wow.
Sheep in chat saying that it was super close. I remember I talked to him earlier in the week, and he was just ranting about how great the series was. And
it was fantastic. I mean, I
Yeah.
hate to be on the losing end of it, but
yeah,
it was nobody, no matter who lost that, there was not going to be a shame, because it was well played the whole way through. I mean, like, I'm tooting my own horn, but like I didn't think I misplayed anything specifically,
Yeah.
but I don't think he misplayed anything either. So it was just a very back and forth
that's great.
series.
Yeah,
I think though that's the thing. I mean, I know from my own personal experience this season, I can definitely relate to that. Just a lot of close series, and I think it was pretty cool that with this match in particular, you had 3 series that went to 5 games. That's always a nice way to have a championship match go, knowing like, all right, there were several matches that were extremely tight.
yeah.
I will
And-
say I really wish Jim did not go to 5 games, because that was extremely stressful.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of matches
bad.
that went 5 games, we have our last match. The
God.
match that was played Sunday night. It was played at 9:30 Eastern. It was Jimfillos versus Quaz, to decide the title. So yeah, Jim, if you want to kind of talk about how that match went.
Yeah, it was the first 4 games were pretty one-sided. Quaz started with his shaman. He killed my priest in 6 turns. I kept looking for the ooze, but it never showed up. And then my priest took his druid in the second match. And then my shaman beat his druid, I think, in the third match. And then the fourth match, his hunter killed my druid, which we were both playing the token druid. So it came down to the 5th game, which was token druid mirror. And that game was back and forth. We were both trying to establish a board, and I got lucky at the end, and he was looking for the right cards. He had some draw, but just couldn't find it. So he was on the unlucky side. But I got lucky he didn't. So that was the game right there.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
it was
sounds
amazing.
intense, honestly.
Yeah, sometimes all you need is just that little bit of all you need is that one little good find, and it gets you there. Sometimes, yeah, like it's just.
I can picture Donde like waiting in the back,
Oh,
waiting.
I
like,
can
by his
imagine, yeah.
computer and just being like about to bite his nails, like you see in a cartoon. Like,
Yeah. This.
So it's funny. It's funny because it was actually worse than that.
oh dear God.
So I was.
That's
I
not
was,
the reaction I'm trying
no,
to
no, no, no,
provoke.
No, so this is a true story. So I was out of town for the weekend, visiting family for the 4th and everything.
Yeah,
So
right.
my wife and I were, and my daughter were staying in a hotel room. And at this point, by the time the game had started, they were both going to bed. And so I'm sitting in the darkness on my phone, staring at Discord because it's not on stream or anything. So I've got nothing. And I get about halfway through, and I get to the point where Jim is up 2-1. So I'm like, all right, if he wins one more game, we win. So now I'm opening the Hearthstone app on my phone to see if he's still in battle with a friend, with Flaws. And I'm like toggling between Discord and the Hearthstone app. And then when he goes down 2-2, I was like, well, this doesn't tell me anything anymore. Now I just know when the match ends. I don't know that he wins. So that was like my life for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes there.
Gosh.
Was just alternating between the two apps on my phone and sitting in the darkness. And yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So picture what you will there, but that's
So
I can picture a lot of different things, buddy.
So this or the 2004 ALCS, which had you more going?
Oh, I mean, wow, you're gonna make me choose between children, I guess.
Yeah,
pretty
they are
much, yeah.
children. I just say which one had you more worried.
More stressed was this.
Yeah,
because
okay, you
I had
have
a direct
personal
hand in it,
stakes.
yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
that makes sense.
And I didn't win my match, so I was going to feel
Oh.
completely responsible no matter what anybody would tell me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, just makes me think though about the time we were on stream and your daughter like scared the crap out of you.
Yes, that she still does that. That's not new.
Was it intentional or no?
Oh no, well, sometimes she likes to kind of sneak up on me, but she doesn't like jump out and jump scare me or anything. But she will appear like right at my side. Like if you watch The Office, the scene where Angela comes up on Dwight and like
yes.
That's basically what she does to me.
See, I was thinking more along the lines of Emilio from Mr. Deeds.
Okay. Yep. Very sneaky, sir.
Very, very sneaky. Yes.
So, Jim Philos, end of the series. You just finished the last game. You have all the power. Do you send the results to Donde first, or do you send them to THL first and let him wait?
That's actually a good question.
I wasn't going to be that cruel. No, I told the team first before I submitted.
Great, that's fantastic.
That would have been hilarious, though. I would love to see.
Donde says he found out from Quaz.
Quaz congratulated us in Legacy Chat, and that got to us first before Jim reported it.
Oh no,
man, Jim! I don't know. I'm sorry to say, I think he's throwing a bit of shade on you. No offense.
No. Quaz probably was immediately already typing in chat.
I can't. Yeah, exactly. That's what I actually thought.
Yeah.
But that would be kind of funny.
I woke up on Monday to figure it out because I was way too stressed myself, and I wasn't even involved. God. I just wanted to see how it ended. Yeah. Corden said that's how they found out too.
I remember I was curious to find out what was going to happen, and I was actually up, and I fell asleep before the results came out. I was like, no. I actually woke up and I was like, wait a second. I never checked who won the Legacy season. I blame the fact that it was an extended weekend because Sunday doesn't feel like Sunday, so you're not thinking about the results of the week. And my off season had already started, so it just completely slipped my mind. And then it's just light bulb goes off. I better check. And it was wow.
Okay, well, we've covered all the matches, but we still have quite a few more questions for you guys.
We do. Yes, we do.
So let's hop into that interview.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay. I might as well start with some of my questions. So, I have one question for each of you. Sorry, Jammies, you're not here, so you don't even get a question.
Oh,
But-
no.
Oh.
Starting with Coles, how did you get your name? Did you shorten the phrase like collect souls, or did you shop at Coles, or is it like Killer of Legends anagram?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should, use some of those stories instead. But so back in 2004, I was playing WoW, and I hate coming up with names, so I hit random. And I was playing a shaman, and Slock came up, and I was like, you know what, Slock, perfect. And then later I server changed, and Slock was taken, so I reversed the letters because I couldn't hit random. So I became Coles.
Love it.
I approve of this on several levels.
Yeah.
That's actually a great origin story. Okay, Donde, you have a lot of uncommon opinions that you like to share on the Discord. Ones that usually rile people up.
No, I
Do you have
don't.
an opinion that's mundane, one that everyone likely agrees with? Do you like puppies and rainbows?
I do love puppies and rainbows.
Okay, I was gonna
Is
say,
that
he
mundane
doesn't.
enough? Oh yeah, no, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Let's see, mundane enough. I mean, do you want something like Hearthstone related, or just like anything in life?
You share a lot of life opinions usually, and then
I
everyone
do.
disagrees.
Most mundane. I mean, I guess. And this is what I got. Such a tough question. Like he just got like explain something about your past, and like I get an actual like thought like invoking question.
You're
I-
you're more involved in THL, so the burden is set higher for you.
All right, so let's go with this.
Also, I gave you an easy out. I asked you puppies and rainbows.
You did, but I don't want to
You
cop to
did.
that. So I'm just gonna go with Facebook sucks. How about that?
Ooh,
Is that a good
agree,
one?
Big agree.
yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Okay. Anfal, as a fellow Bostonian, because I'm from there too, please, have you figured out where to park?
I always park my car in Harvard Yard.
No.
I actually know where that is. Funny enough. Oh no, you massholes are the worst, Donde. Stop that.
No, we're not.
Stop it.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are. I went to college in Massachusetts for 4 freaking years, and you guys are wonderful, but you're also the worst.
Oh,
At
you
least
only
when it
spent
comes
4
to
years
driving.
around us?
What?
You only spent 4 years around us?
That's 4 years was more than enough time, buddy.
Listen, all of us know how to drive. We just drive with purpose, and we get where we're going faster.
True.
You know, if I'll let you defend yourself on some areas, you do not get to defend your awful driving.
Oh, our driving's great.
There's a reason we
also-
call you assholes. It's because of your driving.
Geranium didn't even say the last part of his.
Oh yeah, go ahead,
question.
Geranium. Sorry.
Okay.
I thought he was done.
No.
Okay, next, a question for Jim Phillips. What do you have to say to the people that think you are the necessary Jim on the team? Last season, it was Jimbo in the 4. Does a team need a Jim to have a fighting chance?
Good question. Well, I definitely think the gyms and THL are bring a lot to the table, and so it can't hurt to have a gym on your team.
Nope.
Won't
mean, I think-
necessarily help. Last season I was 1-6, so I had a good turnaround.
I think
And
the
I guess
important
I
thing
have-
is Jim is 3 letters long and Win is 3 letters long, and they
True.
also share the
Yeah.
I. So
If you flip it upside down, I mean, the M becomes the W too.
even better.
So I have 2 more questions for Hot ZILFS as a whole. The first one, I didn't even tell anyone else. I just thought of it while everyone was talking. But do you guys have like a sort of sports center on your private Discord?
No.
Okay, because I feel like you guys are all interested in it, talking about it. But if it's not there, it's not there.
We talk about stuff from time to time, but it's usually
I mean,
business.
I mean, that's the they rule the THL sports section, so it might as well be in their server.
And speaking of business, I'm sort of stealing this question from Diamond last night, but I thought it was a very good question. How did each of you feel about the journey to reach this championship? You guys have any fond team moments?
I mean, I have a lot to say, but I'll let everybody else go first because I've been hogging.
Sure.
I remember a week where Donde won a game, and that was pretty fond.
Okay, cut him off. This is no.
I love how it's like, give somebody else the floor. Nope, never mind. I regret this decision immediately.
I knew it would be him too.
He pushed you over the edge.
Well, Donde, what are some of your thoughts?
I mean, I said this to all the guys too earlier this week. I don't remember if it was Sunday night or Monday, like after the dust settled, but I think it's just a cool thing for us to have won the championship in this team, like with this structure, because outside of Jammies, we had Robobson, and definitely want to shout out to Robobson for being a member of the team for 3 seasons. And if not for going off to F2L, we would be happy to still have him on the team. It's a lot of teams in THL are built each season with the, we're going to be as OP as possible in mind. And that's what makes THL so much harder, and Legacy in particular is just getting tougher and tougher, just like Hero is, because every team has a chance to take home the title. There's no weak teams out there. To be a team like us that sticks with the lineup for several seasons in a row, it kind of makes that whole journey a little bit special, just because we've known each other now as players for over a year. We've played with each other for so long, and it's just cool to kind of grow and to make that final jump and to hit the mountaintop. So I think that almost means a little bit more to me because we stuck with the lineup for so long. But yeah, we couldn't have done it obviously without Robobson as well. He has helped us so much with deck building and just thoughts, and definitely go get your coaching from him because he's worth it. But Heat Shock also subbed for us this season, then stuck around and helped coach a little bit too. So definitely want to give Heat Shock a thank you. Sharkbait subbed for us too, so can't pass up a chance to thank Sharkbait for jumping in too. Somewhat ironically, and then we beat Quaz's team, even though
Yeah.
I was literally just
that was
gonna say,
that was not the week she played, but that's okay.
how hilarious would that have been, though? To be fair,
Phenomenal. It would have been really
actually,
really good. But
I think they actually played a match on stream in Hero this season.
they did.
And
Yeah.
and that was great.
That was a lot of fun. I would have. I'm just like, I wonder, like, if they're like, what kind of banter they're doing while this is all going on. I'm like,
yeah,
it has to involve their child in some respect, right?
Possibly. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it had a part in it, but
Yeah.
but yeah, this is just a fun team environment, and it kind of stinks that this is the first time that we'll be having to break up the core because of the PR restrictions. But it did come at a fortunate time as well, for that matter, because Coles is going to have to step away for the season anyway. So so it kind of worked out in a way. If it had to happen now, if it had to happen happening now is the right time.
I'm glad you guys got the title. Like, it's hard to not like the teams that win the championships. Like, I don't know, it's but in general, as you guys destroyed the team that I captained in the season, and it was just like, oh yeah, no, these guys are for real. Like, they have a real shot. I know it kind of got close towards the end of the season, but you guys got there this time.
Oh yeah, we had 2 really close playoff games, including the finals. Both 14-13 wins, and both were comeback wins too. I will say, shout out to Anfall, who went 3-0 in the playoffs, which is awesome. Jammies and Jim only had to play twice because of the second week. Coles and I actually did something. So they both went 2-0.
You guys,
but yeah,
yeah,
Coles and I struggled the most, and they carried. 7-0 between Jammies, Anfall, and Jim is outrageous. So we could obviously not have done it without them being on fire.
Yeah, in the going through playoffs and winning the entire playoffs while having a 0-3 match in every single one of those was just absolutely insane. But I still want to let Anfal and Jim Flos, if you guys have any fond moments.
Well, I'll say something. I had the bad season last season was 1-6, and then I started this season 0-4,
Ooh.
and I
Yeah.
was in the dumps. I was really depressed, and I thought
Oh,
I was contemplating giving up THL because I was
I would
sucking
not
so
have allowed
bad.
that, and I know Donde wouldn't have allowed that either, for the record.
no,
But
I've been there.
I just doubled down, and I won five matches in a row, and it was. I'm really high on THL and on Hearthstone right now, and looking forward to next season.
Hey, there you go.
The
Like
team
cool.
supported me despite all my losses, and I have
I
to
mean, I think
give a
that's one of
shout
the
out to
beauties
them.
of this team. Like, you guys are
Yeah.
such a like every single person on this team is so well regarded within the community and are pretty established in their own right. So it's like, there was really I think that's part of the reason you guys have both been consistently successful and also consistently um hyped up with every season. Like, nobody kind of looks at you guys as being an underdog. It's like you guys are always considered to be very strong, very very much of a threat to the other teams. And I definitely thought at some point you guys were going to get a big win. So I'm very happy that you guys finally managed to make that happen. Um, it was definitely quite a season to watch in general. I was pretty excited. I remember mentioning a couple weeks ago when we had the final four teams. I thought, like, this is going to be. I was pretty confident at that point. Whoever wins, it's going to be an amazing event. So, you guys definitely made that happen for sure.
Yeah, so
Um,
we have the only two, if they care to share, we have Anfall and Coles left who haven't mentioned it. Or I
yes,
think
I was
Anfall
gonna say.
started to mention.
I was just gonna say, no direct moments, but just the team being always very positive and supportive, regardless of what was going on that week, was always nice. Win or lose, it was always going over and picking each other up. So
Yeah, I think it's to build on that. It's important to not have a negative environment within the team itself, because I mean, at the end of the day, like, this is a series, a league based series, league format series. There it is. For fun. We don't have prizes. We don't have, like, there's nothing at the end of the road but the pride of winning, which is cool. Like, obviously we all want to win. We're all here to win. But at the same time, like, the relationships you build with the teammates and other people within THL, I think, is what's most important. And if we all can't enjoy playing Hearthstone, because, like, let's be real, Hearthstone wants to beat us down sometimes. We don't need to beat ourselves down. In addition to it, it's going to do enough to our psyche as it is. So we might as well enjoy the time that we're playing and just have fun with the matches.
Well, I got some pretty satisfying answers. I don't know if I know you guys have other questions.
Well, I have my own questions, but I actually, to kind of piggyback off of Geranium's question, I wanted to actually throw in Jester's question that he had for you. So let me just get to that quickly. So I'm going to quote him on this. First of all, congratulations. Beating the team who beat Defias Brotherhood is quite the accomplishment. Parentheses, just kidding. But in all seriousness, congratulations on winning the whole thing. Got a good question for you guys today. Who's the psycho prepper of the group? Like, the person who excessively prepped and done the most prepping for their matches than anyone else on your team throughout the season.
I mean, does anybody else want to lay claim to that?
I think it's probably just Dante.
It doesn't mean
probably it's Dante.
results. It doesn't mean results, but it definitely, like,
No.
anyone on my hero team can attest to this as well. But, like, there's often paragraphs and charts and way too much thought that goes into it. And then, like, Jammies and Coles be like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna run back what we played last week," and then they win.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Like, I mean, every team needs to do some form of prep, even if it's just like mental preparation to be like, just get themselves ready for the match. Like, obviously, on like understanding the game and like kind of knowing what's good to bring is always solid. Yeah, I kind of always have had that thought process myself, so that's good.
I think the other thing too is that people have different comfort zones. You know, some
Yeah.
people just want to get loose and not really do like an over analysis of their match, their their chart beforehand, and just kind of get in the zone when they play. For me personally, I like the prep aspect because I feel like, oh, I've thought of this from every angle at this point. You know, there's no situation, no cue order that's going to throw me for a loop because I've already planned out what my next step is beyond that. So yeah, if I lose because I play poorly, or if I lose because the cards just don't cooperate, that happens. But I never want to feel like going into the match that I'm caught unprepared. So for me, it just makes me feel more comfortable knowing, all right, I did all the work on the front end. Now I just got to let the playing take over on the back end. So whether or not it works, obviously there's mixed results. That doesn't always work, but at least I can know that I can go into the game comfortable.
It's fair. I mean, it seems like there's always like a lot of teams have that person who is like who does a lot of good prep that really helps keep a team together and prepared week to week. I just have a couple quick questions myself. So, this is just a question for everybody, but was there any particular match outside of playoff from the regular season that you thought was that was particularly memorable, particularly significant, that you would say was very a very eventful part of the season for you guys?
I mean, for me, it was probably the last week of the regular season because we were kind of ice cold the second to last week, and then just basically needed to not fall all over ourselves for 2 weeks to make the playoffs, and then we barely made it to begin with going into that last week. So I would say the last week, just knowing that we gave ourselves the chance in the playoffs was probably the most memorable, and outside of the playoffs themselves, to me anyway.
All right, that's pretty fair. Anyone else want to add to that?
I mean, I think Jim is the only person that has a nickname in the server. And, when he started to get rolling this season after his slow start, it's a good feeling for us.
Well, you got to tell them what the nickname is now.
Do I?
Well, yeah.
You could just leave everyone in whatever suspense.
Please tell.
Well, Jim always ends up playing last, and he's usually very clutch, so we just call him Jimmy Clutch. He pulls out all the wins for us.
Love it, yeah.
Yeah.
It must make me concentrate a little bit more to be in that position because I seem to do well when the pressure's on.
Mm-hmm.
Or I just get lucky.
Hey, a win's a win, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we call Rabobson Bobby Clutch because he did the same when he was playing for us. So.
Actually, that's the other thing because you guys, I wanted to kind of see your reactions when Rotted was on this show. We were saying how he looked to us at least like an American version of Rabobson.
Oh yeah, Rotted. Yeah, he's on. That makes sense. I love Rotted on. Great.
I love both of those guys. It was just so funny to me when we actually saw his face because I was like, "Oh my goodness gracious!" Is there anyone else who wants? I have one other question, but does anybody else want to contribute? Either Coles or Anvil? I think you guys didn't answer. Did you already?
Coles.
Okay.
Coles is forgettable, so talking and then being immediately forgotten.
No. I remember when
I can't forget the person
Legacy
who was
one season.
I can't forget someone I've teamed.
Yeah. Well, then my other question is, and this is actually perfect that all of you, in a way, it's actually perfect that Jammies is not here because I love Jammies, but he's not going to be able to answer this question as well as the rest of you guys. So you guys had previously, as I mentioned, had made the semifinals of Legacy twice before before this season with this exact team, this exact almost the same roster. Is there anything that you felt was different about this season that that contributed to you guys actually making it past the semifinals and winning the championship altogether?
We won our matches.
See, that's disappointingly uneventful.
Oh, we thought it was quite eventful.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, all right. Hey, do not try to outlaw the lawyer.
He's right.
I'm on to you.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything massively different. I mean, with having the same roster and having the the familiarity with each other's gameplay preferences, prep preferences, all that stuff. It every season does kind of just feel like, okay, we know what we got to do. Let's do it. Like we don't have like long voice meetings or any voice meetings for that matter. We're all, we trust each other that we're going to do what we got to do. We're going to do our prep. We're going to talk and ask questions when we need it. So this season just kind of felt the same, but as you got into the middle of the season, we could see our points. Obviously we're doing well. Even with our bye week early, we were still in great position. It just felt like one of those seasons where, things were falling into place as a team. Like I know personally, on a personal level, I was having a very bad season and I was happy to just get back to mediocrity. And these guys carried me like as much as they could, and that's not easy because I'm not small. But that's just like it's really, I think, not necessarily a situation where we felt like there was anything different about it. It just kind of we just tried to keep every week the same and make sure we handle whether it's a playoff match, whether it's middle of the season, just kind of do our thing and don't get distracted.
All right, fair.
Well said.
Anybody else want to add?
And we shouldn't let Coles roll over classes anymore.
I mean, it worked half of the time.
Half the time it works every time.
Yeah. So you said you had one more question. We could kind of make it quick so that way we can get.
No, I thought that was the other.
Oh, that was the other one. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, obviously, great season by all 5 of you. We do wish Jammies could have been here. To contribute. Because he contributed a lot this season. He played outstandingly. His overall record, he was like 7 and. He had 7 and 2. Like that's a great record. I wish.
Honestly, I love the fact that if you look at the finals match, in terms of the overall records, 8 out of the 10 people finished with positive records.
Yeah.
And both Donde and Button, the only 2 players to finish without positive records. Sorry, Donde. They still finished with respectable records overall.
Yeah.
So it was like very cool to see like how everybody like these were 2 very strong performing teams this season that really made a big impact. And I'm sad that the ZILFS finally have to disband, due to the PR limits, but you know what, you guys definitely went out with a bang.
Well, it's not a full disband.
I assume most of the team. Right?
My point is, you guys have had basically the same roster, and now that has to change.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're excited for next season. We're ready to go. We'll definitely do our best to defend Cole's. Even though he won't be with the team on, in the tavern, he'll be with us in spirit and in the Discord, probably saying one thing a month. While he's going to be very busy, so that's fine. But he's a ZILF 100% for life. He knows it.
Of course. And Anvil's going to continue to be the most broken 4 seed.
I mean, at this rate, he might have to move up to a broken 3 seed the way he's going.
Oh, stop. You've got like a 50 PR difference. That's going to take time.
2 weeks.
That takes
2 weeks.
Yeah, it takes like 2 weeks.
Donde, I don't say this to you often, but you're adorable.
I mean,
thanks, buddy.
It's cool because I know 2 of you are currently on track to go for a hero title together. That's pretty cool. With Wherever I May Roam coming in with Donde and Anfal.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, the only time I've ever won a championship is twice now. Once in Hero, once in Legacy. Both times Jamie's and AFL were on my team.
Yeah.
So I think that might be the formula.
Mm.
I think it's Jamie's more than me.
Says the guy who's won like 7 weeks in a row in Hero.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're killing it, man. You're clearly proving to be the most broken 4 seed. I'm just saying.
I had to make up for that 0-3 start in Hero.
Yeah,
That
man.
makes it even more insane.
That's insane. Yeah, that'll.
Don't his teammates just seem to go on streaks?
I also love the fact
Hero
though, that if you
and
guys do
close.
manage to win, or at least make it to the finals in Hero 2, that's gonna be pretty huge considering your opponents this week.
Yeah, and it started off a little bit,
It's a bit
unfortunately.
rocky.
Yeah, I mean, Ted's been such a fantastic performer all season. To have him lose in the first series is not expected, but you
Mhm.
know, he's been doing so well all season. It's time for us to help him out for once. So we're hoping that we
He
that we
carried
can do
you.
it.
Now it's your time to carry him.
Yeah, I mean he's been dragging us, him and Ron too. Him, Ron and Anfall. Similar situation in Legacy. Like Roadrunner and I have struggled. Roadrunner's been turning around here at the end of the season, and I need to as well. So yep, time for us to do something this week.
You guys got this.
Wherever I may roam, you may roam to victory.
Yeah. So, and we'll be discussing that here in a little bit. Now I figure this is a great time to conclude the interview. Obviously you guys will get your banner. You guys will have a nice banner on the THL website that Ron will put up for you all. If you haven't already had that submitted. Yeah, just congrats again. You guys can feel free to obviously step away at this point. We're gonna go to commercial break, and then we're gonna go into the previewing next week's semifinals matches. I mean, and you can stick around if you like.
Thank you all. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
It was our pleasure.
Have a good rest of the show, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Great night.
All right. Well, thank you again to Hot ZILFS for the coming on and doing a wonderful interview with us and going through their season. Now Geranium's gonna take us through a wonderful commercial break, and then we'll start off with the Wild semifinals.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to Tavern Talk. If you're enjoying our show, make sure to check out Around the Sun and Maniacal Tournament Series on Mondays and Ronnie Tuesday on Heart Center on Sunday. You will never guess. Are you still asking, where's my content? Well, we stream THL matches each night from Thursday to Sunday, starting at 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern. All being match schedules will be determined by podcaster availability. Side effects may include knowledge and fun. Wait, that's not all. We also have incredible matches on weekend afternoons on School Zone. The times and days are subject to availability. For Pride Month, THL has undergone a mini makeover. That Pride Month has ended, but there was a wonderful 2-star Mako redesign rainbow logo that you saw. You can even see it in the THL Twitch chat. Speaking of which, please consider subscribing to our Twitch channel. Subscription enables the THL team to help cover the various costs of operating a website and improve the quality of our streams and content to our viewers. And I see someone asking in chat, are you on Twitch Prime? Well, yes, I am. Does it even show in the chat? Oops. Oh, well. That's another way that you can support our channel is by having Amazon Prime or Prime Gaming. You can sub the channel for free. It's a little purple button right at the bottom of the screen. You can go to there. It takes about 5 seconds. Another great reason to support THL is that it's going to a good cause. So hit the heart button and keep the notifications on to make sure you catch our team streams live. We appreciate each and every one of you. Special note to our viewers, check out THL's other pieces of social media points of interest. Website is teamhearthlegends.com. Follow us on Twitter at THL_HS. Join us in the Discord, Team Hearth Legends, and the THL POW podcast is wherever podcasts are sold.
And now back to the matches. We're gonna start in each series. I will be starting with the first seeded teams match, as they put up the best regular season. Figured let's honor them and throw their match up first. So in Wild series we have F2L Viridian versus Hair Club. I'll just start going through this. We'll kind of try and do this as fast as we can, as we do have 4 matches still to go through. We have Get Me Out in the 1 going up against Memnarch. We have Corbett in the 2 against Otters. Marty B going up against White Delight in the 3. Neji Boston versus Concerned Mom in the 4. And Rotted Zombie versus Burnt in the 5. I'll let everyone else talk about this match first.
Of course. So, I mean, F12 Viridian versus Hair Club. Wild is kind of just waiting for the finals we all know is going to happen. But we can see some amazing matches on the way. F12 Viridian has just amazing players all the way down. On Wild Ladder, Corbett and Marty B are both, I believe it's 21 and 22 on Wild Ladder right now. Absolutely just killing it. Whereas Hair Club, Otters is a super threat. Memnarch is a super threat. White Delight is a super threat. But it's just the F12 Viridian has that all the way down, and they've been performing much stronger in this season. So I feel like Hair Club has the chances, and I really want to see Get Me Out versus Memnarch, but that doesn't mean that I think Hair Club is actually going to pull it through.
Yeah, this match is tough to call because the records don't indicate the strength of player. It does indicate that F12 Viridian had an insane season, and they're probably gonna, and I would guess they're gonna continue the trend. And I just wouldn't be surprised. I do think they're gonna take the week. I am a big F12 Viridian fan, as I'm friends with many of the players on the team. But I'm also a big fan of the players on Hair Club. I think they'll keep it close, but I think Viridian will take the week overall.
Yeah, I mean, just going match by match, I think that Get Me Out versus Memnarch is maybe too close to call, but I don't feel like I need to call it because I think Marty B, Neji Boston, and the Rotted Zombie will win their matches.
Yeah, having that having that record disparity in the 3, 4, and 5, would be how I could see this match being won. I don't know any match order, for this, and I think I definitely think that Marty B and White Delight. I know White Delight's in the chat calling us doubters. I think that match is extremely close despite records. Because White Delight's been killing it on ladder, Marty's been killing it on ladder, but more than that, Hair Club has been on a roll lately. And sometimes all you need is that little extra momentum to keep it really close. So I definitely think even Corbett and Otters, that's a very very close match. It's gonna come down to whose prep work and mind games kind of will end up working the best. And then obviously gameplay does matter, but I think if you can get a decent advantage out of the deck building and the submission phase, it can help a lot. So we'll see what happens. So any more thoughts on this match?
I mean, part of it is we know we're going to probably see F12 Viridian versus the other winner of the next match, and once that gets pulled up, I'll say exactly who, because it's going to be everyone's a winner.
We'll get there
We'll get to that.
I
think in terms of this match, like, I'll just say this. I don't think it would be completely unreasonable to suggest Hair Club wins this.
No.
But I think it's hard to deny that, F2L just has the advantage. They're more than likely going to win based upon both the matchups, the records. They're undefeated right now for good reason, They have, between the top, if you take out the Rotted Zombie, they've lost a total of 6 matches over the course of 11 weeks. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. And the fact that they've only lost 10 matches over the course of 11 weeks means they averaged losing about only 1 match a week. Try wrapping your head around that for a second.
No, they've had probably like they've had foolish madmen levels of success during the season, and
I like that comparison. Yes.
so I mean I don't know, I mean because there's more weeks within it, they've gotten a higher point total because there was way more weeks in the season.
They've
So yeah,
dominated.
this is coming down to, I mean, it's gonna come down to really nothing else in the season necessarily mattering. It's just they have to focus on the week.
Yep.
Um,
But point is, they've got momentum on their side, and they've got a lot working for them. So I'm excited to see what is going to happen.
Yeah.
I do think that Memnarch and Get Me Out could be pretty close, but I agree with Geranium that most likely it's not really going to be too impactful based upon the remaining matches going F2L's way.
Yeah.
So. But of course, we've got 2 semifinals matches that we have to talk about. And the second one, of course, being Everyone's a Winner versus Nothing Can Stop Us. So now let's of course talk about the obvious thing here that that kind of needs to be said. This is a pretty hilarious situation, and I think it would be a first for THL in general. If Everyone's a Winner and F2L win their matches, then we will have, for the first time, at least from what I understand, first time ever, having 2 consecutive seasons in any THL series with the same 2 teams playing in the finals both times.
yeah, I think that would be correct.
I don't even think we've ever had.
I don't know my history of like
I'm pretty
early
confident
seasons.
there hasn't been a time where there's been a repeat in seasons of 2 teams, playing in 2 separate seasons. But but I think at the very least it definitely has never happened back to back. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see if that is going to happen here. I'm curious to both you guys think, like, this is obviously a bit of a closer match when you look at the comparisons of records and such. But do you think it's actually pretty close, or do you think this is like our other semifinals match where one team seems significantly favored over the other?
This is a very close match. I will say that right now.
I think that I think this is more of a 3 matches win versus 2 matches instead of a 3 to maybe 1 depending on match order goes out.
I mean, yeah, the matchups here are so interesting. There's like I look down the line. I'm very interested in No Way versus Tagger and Hazer versus Quakelord, as well as Sunday versus Yodaddy. They're all really good players. I mean, of these 20 remaining players, there is not like they're all insane players. And I think I think that Everyone's a Winner probably has the advantage down in this 5 seed with 6J versus Glare. 6J's have been having a rough season, but Glare kind of also has been having a rough season, so I think I would give a bit of an advantage to 6J. Seth versus Absolute. The records, just a couple of extra match wins there for Absolute. But I mean, last time they played, and Sunday alluded to it in chat that NoFin actually took the regular season match over Everyone's a Winner. So I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility that we get very close. That we get a very close match result here. But I would maybe slightly favor Everyone's a Winner, but I really like the guys on all the teams. I think I think Sunday, it would be like Sunday Absolute 6J getting wins, and then could see Quake Lord and No Way getting wins. So I think that's how it might end up. It all depends on match order, of course. But if it gets to go all 5 games, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it happens.
Yeah. By the way, fun fact about Everyone's a Winner right now is every person on the team is on or in the top 100 of ranked wild ladder, but in opposite order. So their 1 seed Battle Tiger is the lowest on the ladder, whereas JJJ is up at the top of that list. JJJ, Absolute, and Hazer being all in the top 20.
You mean 6J?
Yeah, JJJ.
They're just giving hard
Okay,
time
I
on
wasn't sure if that
things.
was intentional or not.
No, it was 100% intentional. They are talking about it in chat.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
But Quake Lord, as usual, second on Wild Ladder. So if we were just going by Wild Ladder placements, then it would be more of that 3-2, as Feature was saying, the 4 seed, and more than likely the 2 seed winning for Everyone's a Winner. But it's always more complicated than that.
I think the only match I would be a bit more certain on would be Glare versus 6J. Everything else I could probably any other way. Yeah, they're like people play on so many different servers. Like I knew White Delight was fairly high up ranked on EU. Like yeah, America's server, like a lot of these guys play on multiple servers and they're all very high ranked. But yeah, I'm very curious about this one in particular. I looked at this, I was like, oh man, like this is gonna be super tight, and I'm gonna be keeping track the whole week about what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I very much want to, like, we had Seth on the show just a little while ago, a few weeks ago. So I really want to root for him, saying Nothing Can Stop Us can make it, but Everyone's a Winner has proven himself time and time again. And before we move off of it, there are deck submissions for Battle Tiger versus Noe and Absolute versus Seth.
Nice. Yeah. I figure we gotta unfortunately keep it moving. I would love to go over all the decks, but we have one more series to go through. So good luck to all the wild players this week. And now we're gonna transition into Hero Series. And our first match is going to be No Pros Here versus Wherever I May Roam. So JR, why don't you go over the matchups? We do have a result in for the week already.
Yes, we do. Starting off with No Pros Here versus Wherever I May Roam, as we talked about before. Carvalho has already taken a 3-1 win over the Big Ted. So No Pros Here strike first, and kind of proving why they were the number 1 seed going into this week. Locking it up. I think it was the second to last week or third to last week they locked up.
They didn't. Yeah, the last week didn't necessarily matter for their season. They locked the number 1 up. Fantastic season, going 9-2 with almost 200 points.
Absolutely nuts. They've just been an all around incredible performing team. And we've got ourselves some exciting matches still remaining. Of course, HMPWE versus Raw Mexico, Your Mom Ked versus Donde, Disco versus Anvil, and Quaz versus Roadrunner. And I will say, it is pretty funny that Donde's team is going up against Quaz's team this week, just like they did last week.
Yeah. And a lot of these matches are every other match is going to be on stream.
Fantastic.
So tomorrow is going to be Agent versus Ron. That'll be on tomorrow night.
Hype.
And then on Sundays the other 3, starting with Roadrunner's match, and then Anfall and Disco, and then Donde versus Your Mom Kid. hopefully we get to that 5th match. Because obviously, if a winner is determined, then like it's very likely. Maybe they'll play the matches out, but they wouldn't have to play them at that point. Whichever way the match goes, it would have to go to at least 4 for wherever I may roam to win. So yeah. Yeah, and having a great player like Heat Shock helping your team out is always good. Yeah, good. I personally really would love to see wherever I may roam win. Because I just kept charting their season all season. They started off really rough, and then to come out last week, win a triple, have Ron go on stream, needing a win, getting that win, winning on a triple tiebreak against Ask HS and another team. I don't remember the name, unfortunately, of that team.
It was vote of some confidence.
It was vote of some confidence. Then now they have to go up against go against Dad Legend last week, where they took, I believe they won it in 3 straight wins. Fantastic for them. Now they go up against the number 1 seeded team. I believe in them. So let's go.
Yeah, I mean, Ron took the momentum that that Turtle had in that pre-playoffs position, and then has just been running with it. So he's taking that momentum right up to Agent PWE, and that's just going to be a very exciting match. Ron is performing in Hero very well, and as you were saying, Donde versus Quaz's team again. In the previous time we had Donde versus Corridon's team, same thing while the other Legacy Finals was happening. Lots and lots of conflicting stories.
I mean, it's exciting. There's just a lot of very close matches we've got on display, and definitely a lot of big, recognizable names. I think, honestly, the only match I feel confident in calling is probably Quaz versus Roadrunner. I mean, Roadrunner's a great player, but that's a real struggle, unfortunately. And I think Quaz is doing, judging by how well Quaz is doing this season, I think it's really hard to come. But Disco versus Anfall, I mean, I will give Anfall the edge, but I still think it's close. And I give your Rumkit the edge versus Donde, but I think that's close. And PWE versus Ron Mexico, that's probably the closest. I don't know how to call that. Both of these players are very talented, very strong. Too close, man. It's like I do give no pros here the slight edge, but wherever I may roam can definitely take this if they pull off some big clutch wins in this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, in order in order for Rome to win, I mean, obviously pending if Ron, Roadrunner, and Anfall all take their matches. If at the end it will come down to Donde versus your Mumkid if that goes that way. But I love the confidence coming out. I mean, the confidence from both teams has got to be high, especially for No Pros here getting a win from Carvalho. Like Ted has had an incredible season. And like Donde said, his team's just gonna look to pick him up and get him to the next round. So hopefully, good luck to both teams this week. We have one more match to cover. That is Blast versus Dabs on him. So we have Lotus, the number 1 seed match. It's a banger. It's Lotus Knight versus Bay Stink. 2 seed, we have Obviously versus Astro Frog. 3 seed, we have Skittles versus Seth. We have 4 seed, 2-star Mako versus Diamond. Okay, I didn't have time to update stuff. I take my screenshots, and that's how we work for the screen. Sorry, Diamond.
Oof.
So yeah, Astro and Avi are playing now according to Diamond. And then last match, 5 seed match, Saku versus Buse. This is a super tight. This is a very close week. The Diamond says there are indeed classes in. I can go ahead and look at them.
Not for Diamond.
No, it's Saku versus Buse have classes. I knew that. I had that pulled up. Prior.
Really quickly, the classes for Skittles versus Seth are Druid, Priest, Rogue, Warrior for Skittles, and for Seth, it's Druid, Priest, Shaman, Warrior. For Saku, it's Druid, Hunter, Shaman, Warrior, and Buse switches out that Hunter for a Priest, so Druid, Priest, Shaman, Warrior.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see that Seth and Buse kind of had similar ideas for classes to bring. Skittles bringing what a lot of people have been calling kind of the best for class lineup. Saku, Hunter is extremely strong, especially in LHS. Hunter can really put in some work. It might have a bit of difficulty with some of the classes that Buse has brought, but Hunter's can definitely get some work done. Lotus versus Base is very, very close. I will pick Base because I have a lot of bias towards her, and I love Lotus. Lotus was on the Legacy team I captained this season. I will give Base an ever so slight nod for as I will stick with my AFG members teammates. Avi versus Astral, a lot closer than the PR tells. Avi's obviously has been there for a long time. I am gonna pick a side. David. Stop giving me crap for this. Skittles versus Seth. I will I'll give it to Avi. I do think that Astral's capable of it, but yeah, like Heat Shock said, Avi in the 2 is cheating. Skittles versus Seth. Skittles. Okay, so we'll say Avi in the 2 cheating. Well, Skittles in the 3 is cheating. That is for sure. Astral Pog, fantastic. Diamond versus
Buse in the 5 also cheating.
Yeah, well, Buse in the 5 is cheating. Diamond playing in the 4 against Mako, I will give the edge to Diamond. And Saku versus Buse, I give the edge to Buse. Dabs on them, dabbing their way to the finals. That's my call.
Ooh. This one's tough because, man, I'm trying to think here. You know what? I'm gonna be bold on this one, and I'm gonna say, Based wins in the 1. I love both of these players. Lotus is my boy, but I gotta go with Based on this one. I think she's gonna take it. Avi takes it in the 2. Skittles in the 3. Diamond in the 4. So that this way Diamond can't say I don't always pick against him. And Buse in the 5. And I'm gonna say Dabs takes it 3-2.
Yeah, I think that's very similar to my prediction. Saku has been messaging me in the Discord, being like, "Hey, great game that I won every once in a while." He hasn't messaged in a while, so I feel like Buse is going to take advantage of this somewhat streak, and Buse don't lose.
Yeah, Buse a player I will always root for. I also always root for Saku as well. It's very tough. But Buse has been playing quite well lately. I believe last week he was the only loss for his team, but it was a 3-2, and it was extremely close, and it was probably a very close series. But I will root for my Orcs team / player. So yeah, I think that this is going to be close, and whoever, but I will give the edge to Dabs. So I believe that'll be their second straight finals if they win this. So let's get so see how they do. And they also took down the team that beat them in the finals last week. So got through the team that they didn't get through last season. Now no Finn can stop them.
Did there.
Yeah. So any closing thoughts before I go ahead and take us to the outro?
the in like every single match. I really want them all to be on stream. Please, please, please tell us that they're going to be on stream.
Based in Lotus will be on stream, for sure. I believe, did Saku give me their? Do I have something from Saku versus Buse? Not sure. I believe I do, but I don't remember exactly what's going on with that. So I'll check the schedule.
I think the majority. Donde was saying most. I think most. NP.
Yeah, I know those matches are all being.
Yeah, Diamond saying, his match versus Avi.
Yeah, Sunday 4 p.m. is Saku versus Buse.
Ah, okay.
And then Agent versus Raw on Thursday, but the rest of them haven't been put in the scheduling scheduling spreadsheet, so I didn't really 100%. But Diamond giving the info in chat.
We'll have further updates.
Yeah, it looks like there's lots of unofficial streams, and the ones that haven't been announced, I'm just really keeping my eye out.
For sure. So, thank you. Yeah, that'll be it for all the matches this week. Gonna be an exciting week. A very condensed week, and next week we're not even gonna have that much to talk about. We're gonna have just the wild finals and the hero finals. So expect a much shorter episode of the show. So yeah, wrapping up. We have some matches going on this weekend. I've alluded to a bunch of them. We have Ron Mexico versus Agent PWE Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. For anyone else playing matches, if you want to be on stream, just send me Saku or Saku or a DM on Discord, and I'm sure we'll direct you to the right day, and time, and the right person to get in contact with. And Sunday 4 p.m. we have Saku versus Buse. That'll be for the last match we talked about. Lotus and Base will very likely be played on stream on Saturday at some point. We haven't quite come up with a time yet for that, but that'll happen for sure. And then the remaining matches for Wherever I May Roam versus No Pros Here will be taking place in a row Sunday 8 to 10. That starts off with Quaz versus Roadrunner, and then Anfall versus Disco, and Donde versus Your Mum Kid. If we need to go to a game, we need to go to a match 5. Exciting stuff. I don't have any wild matches so far, but pretty much for Thursday, Saturday, and even like Sunday afternoons. I'm willing to opt and cast wild matches. So just contact me if you want to play your match on stream.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep, that's all I have on my end.
Lies. You've always got more.
No, I mean I don't really have any more matches to talk about.
Nah,
that's going on. So, JR, if you want to go ahead and close us out here for the evening.
Yeah, no, I think we ended on a good note. So much to the majority of the hot ZILFS for appearing on the show, and thank you to all to everyone. As Fish said,
Oh, your mic's cutting out quite a bit for some reason.
What?
Your mic was cutting out a bit on
hold on a
for
second.
me anyways.
Oh, okay. We'll see you guys next week. As Fish said, that it's gonna due to only maybe discussing 2 matches altogether. But definitely to the predictions we have and seeing what our and wild look like. So fantastic evening, fantastic rest, and we'll see you all next week for an episode of Tavern Talk. Take care, everybody.
Take care, everyone.
Good night.